The superpowers of Southern Hemisphere Rugby League have paraded their champions in a new three-cornered contest. New South Wales, Queensland, and New Zealand in the Super League Tri-Series. But now, 3 comes down to 2. Tonight in the final from Brisbane's ANZ Stadium, Queensland versus New South Wales.
Oh, big tackle on Wiki!
Since their first up mauling, the Maroons have put their campaign right back on track.
Wiki, yes!
And now on their home turf, they have revenge and victory in their sights.
Langer goes himself danger. He's over!
From the kick-off, the Blues hit the ground running.
Girdler gets a pass away. Alexander will score.
Their game plan is to maintain the momentum all the way to the line.
They're going to score, and Simon Dillies.
Who will claim the honour of lifting the trophy for the very first time? Queensland versus New South Wales in the Tri-Series final. Tonight on the one and only Wide World of Sports.
New Zealand unable to record a victory in this year's Super League Tri-Series. New South Wales and Queensland have made it through to tonight's decider as we welcome you to the ANZ Stadium here in Brisbane. The Blues come into this game having won both of their matches. The Maroons were too good for New Zealand in Auckland, and of course had to wait with bated breath last Wednesday night to see if the Blues could do the right thing against New Zealand. They did exactly that, and that saw the Queensland side sneak into this finale. Gary Freeman, unfortunately, a fair bit of controversy over that. We won't dwell on it because if we did, you'd be talking way past kick-off. As it's turned out, we've got a tremendous contest here between two arch-rivals.
Yeah, we certainly have, Stu. And the big thing last week, I think the only people that would be disappointed were the Kiwi side. But as you said, I think New South Wales will go in as favourites here tonight. But Queensland have had a week rest, a week to recover and really get their thoughts together for this game here tonight.
Yeah, well, the Blues were successful in the first game of this series, 38-10 against Queensland. I don't think that will be the case tonight. And not long ago, the New South Wales side arrived here. Quite a daunting task for them to come to Queensland's home ground. There's sure to be a vocal crowd here. And there are a couple of changes which we'll go through shortly. Ian Roberts, of course, made his return to representative football last Wednesday night. He was a powerhouse in the front row. And very important that the New South Wales forwards do get the kind of dominance that they got in Game 1. That will open up for the likes of Laurie Daly and the back line of New South Wales, which boasts plenty of speed. Kenny Nagus, of course, was outstanding. He'll be looking for a big game. And the Queenslanders come here knowing that they're underdogs in this game. It's a rare case for them. But Alan Langer, who's been outstanding through this series, will again be a key player for them. There's Paul Green coming in. Peter Jackson, former Origin great, is the assistant coach. He's there with Craig Greenhill. And young Matt Rogers, who's had some injury problems in the last couple of weeks. As Gary, take us through this Queensland lineup.
Yeah, well, there's only really one major change there. Steve Renouf comes in, of course, and he's been injured through a broken jaw. Lockyer, Rogers and Saylor on the wing. Renouf and Carroll in the centres. Walters the 5'8", and, of course, Alfie Langer the halfback. In lock position, of course, one change here. Darren Smith comes out of the centres into the lock position. Ryan and Tallis in the second row. Cunningham and Bradthorne in the front row. And Stevie Walters, and, of course, coached by Wayne Bennett. Now let's take a look at the New South Wales side. Fullback, of course, is David Peachey. Nagus and Mullins on the wings. Eddinghausen and Matt Ryan comes in for Girdler. Daly at 5'8", and, of course, halfback is Goldthorpe. The lock position, of course, is Bradley Clyde. Simon Gillies, Dave Ferner in the second row. Ian Roberts, Glenn Lazarus in the front row. And young hooker, Craig Gower, comes back in the side there, coached by Tim Sheens.
Well, Gary, you've seen all the games up to date. Which way are you leaning tonight?
I want to go with Queensland here tonight. I think Wayne Bennett can turn the side around from the disappointing match they had against New South Wales a couple of weeks ago, and I think they can pull it off here tonight.
I'm finding it very difficult to split these two sides. The one thing I am certain of, it will be closer than Game 1. It may even come down to goal kicking. And if that's the case, I think the Maroons probably do have an advantage. Beautiful conditions here, perfect rugby league conditions at the ANZ Stadium tonight. So for the final of this year's Super League Tri-Series, we go to Ray Warren.
Thank you, Peter. The Queenslanders at the door and about to come out behind Alan Langer. And, of course, a big job to do. 38 points to 10. Beaten at the Sydney Football Stadium. They will come out onto the ANZ Stadium in front of, I guess, the biggest crowd of the season. It's a very healthy crowd that's waiting out there for them. And, of course, they will come in on that Queensland wave of support. Peter Ryan, one of the very strong back row for Queensland. Darren Smith at the back, Gordon Tallis in the second row with Peter. And they come along the walkway to the guard of honour from the cheer girls, and there they are, the Maroons of Queensland. An historic night, the final of the Tri-Series. Beautiful ground, and as Peter said, a lovely night as New South Wales leave their room and do the same thing. Winners, of course, over Queensland, and then in controversial circumstances over New Zealand in Canberra just the other night, 20 points to 50.
I think this would be an easier game for New South Wales to prepare for than that on Wednesday night. They knew that they were basically through to the final. It would have been a little bit tougher to get yourself up for that one. No problems with motivation tonight, taking on Queensland at home. Laurie Daly, Steve Renouf, the superstars, back tonight. That will give the Queensland side a lot of confidence, having their match winner back in the centres. New South Wales, not surprisingly, have stuck with Noel Goldthorpe, who I thought played very well on Wednesday night. That leaves Gower in the hooking position and pushes Priddis onto the bench, and I think that's the way they needed to come into this game.
Bill Harrigan and his touch judges making their way to the centre. And all is just about ready for the start of the Tri-Series final. Contrasting weather pattern here in Brisbane to that in Sydney. We left rain and quite a bit of it, and we broke into blue skies just south of Brisbane, and that has prevailed. David Peachey at fullback for New South Wales. Queensland will start favourites, and Bill Harrigan blows time on. The Maroons from right to left in front of a big crowd at ANZ. Big chase on the kick-off by Queensland, and then an equally big tackle. Glenn Lazarus it was who felt the brunt of that first tackle. Now his front row partner Roberts can testify to the strength of it. And Clyde beyond the 20-metre line. A run for Gower, and look at the defence from Queensland driving in. Clyde goes down the blind side. He took some heavy punishment in Canberra, and some of us are quite surprised that he is in fact out there tonight. Both he and David Furner. Queensland there.
Tremendous take there from Matt Rogers. He was under plenty of pressure. I'm sure the Maroons would have been embarrassed, allowing 38 points scored against them in the first match, and they've set the trend for the next 80. That was a big set of 6 to start their defence off. Pretty good tackle from Gower down low with support.
3 New South Welshmen in the tackle. Brad Thorne, his first touch of the ball, and he's 45 metres out from his own line. Very strong in defence, the Queenslanders, on the New South Wales use of the football initially. Tallis ran over the top of Furner. Now they're 38 metres away from the New South Wales line. Langer, his first kick of the night. Peachey back in the in goal. Makes it back into the field of play by 7 metres for Daly. And Nagus just outside his own 10-metre line as Bradley Clyde takes his 3rd hit up of the night. Early minutes and Clyde very heavily involved. That is Roberts. And they're just inside the 30 with Brad Thorne making the tackle. For Goldthorpe to go around the back and find Daly, and then Furner running out wide. Quick play of the ball and a bad pass. Peachey was a dummy half who was allowed to go on. And the Queensland crowd not happy with it. As Gower plugs it. and punches it 15 out from the Queensland line.
And that's one of the advantages of having Craig Gower playing the dummy half role. He's got a tremendous kicking game, takes a little bit of pressure off the likes of Laurie Daly in that department. Also nice to see early in this game, Bill Harrigan, he's getting quick play of the balls, but he's also allowing the defensive team to get back and come up. And that means we'll see some confrontation there, and that's the kind of game we'd like to see.
New South Wales coach Tim Sheens. I do think Queensland were a little bit unlucky not to have that scrum 60 metres up the other end of the park. Carroll and Brad Ford. 2 and 3 required in the tackles as Tallis tries to step away from the tackle of Goldthorpe just outside his own 40-metre line for Langer to drift across and for Cunningham to turn it back and Smith to put it down and the Blues to come away with it through Furner. 5 metres into Queensland's area, no score. Opening minutes of the Tri-Series. Nagos. Gower. Just interrupted by Tallis's presence in the play-the-ball area. Nagos and Gower. Gower takes it to the centre of the park. 30 metres out. They go back on the left from Goldthorpe's hands into Daly. Then for Furner. Furner's 22er. Just outside the red zone, and Daly wants it to the air. The cross kick is looking for Mullins.
Down he comes with the ball. Harrigan likes it. The Blues like it. And that combination has done it again.
Well, how often do you see this in the modern game? Laurie Daly putting the pinpoint kick across for Brett Mullins. We saw it in Canberra Monday night not so long ago. Exactly this. Mullins tremendous. He's got the momentum. Comes in behind Darren Lockyer. Almost takes the ball out of his arms and spins around to put the football down. Tremendous kick, nice and high. The quality of the kick was, it came down the same time as the chasers arrived.
The other thing, no one really helping Lockyer out there. I think the players around him and Renouf, because Rogers on the wing, they could have done something there, Sterlo. Make sure they covered him up, give him a better chance of getting the ball.
I guess the only thing they could have done was maybe get in front of Darren Lockyer and impede the chasers. David Peachey gets a little bit of treatment over the left eye. A bit of blood there won't be a problem, especially now that his side has taken the lead here. And so important in these quality matches to get away to a good start and put the first points on. They'll be buoyed by that. Even more so if David Furner can steer this one through. There was some doubt as to whether he would take the goal-kicking duties or pass them on to Laurie Daly. Furner stepped up to take this one. Not difficult by his standards.
19 in, 20 out. Strikes it nicely. Further 2 points to the New South Wales side. The Canberra combination. It went this way. Daly, right foot, high and across, perfect placement. Mullins leaves the ground, brings it down, and then Furner puts another 2 points onto the total.
It's so important to time you run with those, and Brett Mullins left no doubt that he was onside. The restart now sees Brad Thorne take it on his own line. He takes it 14 out from his own line.
There was never a hint of Bill Harrigan calling for a video referee. And we've seen that from Harrigan quite often. He's quite happy to run with what he sees himself. And now Ryan, off the left foot, 45 away from his own line. Queensland down 6 points to 0. And the try coming at the 4th minute. Langer keeping it low. Mullins, the try scorer, coming off his 10. And driven down. This defence is concentrated. It's good stuff. It's heavy. Gillies. Daryl Gordon Tallis not well.
Yeah, Roberts, just keep an eye on his left elbow, just above there. He got a pretty bad knock. He's been rubbing it. I just noticed there, though, he went down in the tackle, but he's been rubbing it, and he didn't look too healthy. So in defence, he might be a little bit suspect. Let's keep our eye on him because he's been going in so hard.
The Blues get a penalty here for Queensland raking the ball out in the tackle. When Bill Harrigan got a call from the touch judge, Brad Clyde pointed straight to him. And they were rewarded with the decision going their way. Goldthorpe finds touch 42 out.
Lazarus taking it ahead to be met by many of his Broncos teammates. Roberts, Peachy is back on. And the Blues come down the blind side with Furner, a stampeding run. Kevin Walters underneath. And then away, a long ball for Daly to go across. Oh, good tackle. Tallison was, nothing wrong with him, Dazza.
No doubt about that. That was as hard as you're going to get. And there's another one.
Good stuff out here. This is typical of state versus state confrontation. Goldthorpe's kick is no good. Mullins has saved it. And then unloaded. Eddinghausen, an arcing run. Bouncing back for Queensland. Matt Rogers comes away to the 30-metre line.
Well, as soon as you said it was no good, you knew something good was going to develop.
Turn it up.
And Brett Mullins did exactly that. Good Eddinghausen away. Good cover defence coming across from Darren Lockyer, saved a try. And Queensland scrambled and covered up as Cunningham now takes it out.
When this side met a couple of weeks ago, one thing that Queensland didn't do was actually contest the ball in the air. And once again, they haven't done that here tonight. It's really resulted in one try being scored against them. And Alfie makes half the break.
Lockyer continues it on. 37 metres away from the New South Wales line. Walters is dummy half. Langer with the ball again. And then the grubber looking for the regather, gets another kick on it. Can he kick it again? No, it's been cleaned up by the Blues. Oh, good stuff. Fast and furious here. Peachy.
It's just absolutely amazing how much success Alan Langer has with that short kick in behind the defensive line. You know that he's going to come up with that play, but it's almost impossible to guard against. Fortunately for the Blues on this occasion, Craig Gower was able to get back, clean up a very difficult ball.
Goldthorpe and Daly. Cutting out Furner, finding Eddinghausen, crossing the 40-metre line, runs around Rogers, then tried to get an infield kick on it. Oh, Andrew, in that passage of play, he let Matt Rogers know that he is still in charge of relationships there. It was master and pupil.
There certainly was here. And you see Eddinghausen trying to put the ball on the right foot, but there's great cover defence there by Walters. Watch him just coming across and cover here. This is tremendous work. Goes down low. Royalty, nowhere to go there.
Eddinghausen was actually claiming the ball came off Kevin Walters last, that when he dropped it to kick, Walters' arm in coming across to make the tackle actually pushed the ball into touch.
He's lost it. Harrigan will put the scrum down on the halfway line, and the Blues will get the advantage. Doesn't seem to be any help. Sailor losing it with the impact of the tackle. And then Daly. Eddinghausen busy tonight. Daly then, extra man, Peachy. Slammed away by Rogers. Cronulla on Cronulla. Roberts. Incredible man. Was there a knock-on from Peachy? Yes, there was. Harrigan's called it. What's going on with that man on camera there, Ian Roberts? Just an incredible athlete. He worked his last season at Manly, in my opinion, basically on one leg. But his desire to succeed has won the day. As Queensland then go across to Renouf on the 40-metre line. Back from a fractured cheekbone. Suffered in this match in the Tri-Series when the series opened back in Sydney. Brad Thorne met by Brad Clyde. Harrigan just letting these tackles, I fancy, going a little bit longer. And that's adding to the spectacle. Langer off his hip. Walters 33 away. And another Walters, a dummy half, and Langer is involved in everything. His kick is high, looking for Sailor. Nagas comes away with it. Beautiful stuff by the Canberra winger. Forward pass. Allowed to go. And you'll see that a couple of times per half of football. Roberts looking to unload. Roberts at every opportunity. That's what he does best. Now Gillies, who's been racking up a feast of tries in recent matches. Gillies holding his head. Brad Thorne gingerly to his feet as Goldthorpe comes on the right. Daly. He and Langer, well, they've been in centre stage since we started, and I don't think it'll get any different.
They'll direct the teams around the park. And when you've got Laurie Daly and Alan Langer in your team, you want them to have the football in their hands as much as possible.
I don't think it was generally known, but in Canberra the other night when the New South Wales side played and beat New Zealand, they took at least 5 or 6 of the boys into the match with something bordering on food poisoning. So, though they might have struggled, many of them were doing it carrying illness.
I'd just like to know what they gave to Nagas then. He seemed to be all right to me when he was out there.
I think he had a salad, actually. Cunningham, 32 metres out from the line, his own line, and then stays alive to support the play. 47 metres away from his own line now. 6-0 New South Wales. Came after 4. The Daly Mullins 1-2 and Ferner converted. Peachy now coming away from his red zone. That's Renouf. And Renouf makes the tackle. Eddinghausen. Almost as if Tim Sheens has asked Eddinghausen to get more involved in attack tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt we've seen Andrew Eddinghausen go looking for the football a lot more than maybe we've come to expect. He's the kind of player that he just seems to explode in at the right time. So far in the first 15 minutes of this game, he's probably had 3 or 4 touches.
Clyde out wide. Gillies goes ahead. No obstruction. That is Ryan.
Got a pass away for Nagas. Nagas flies down the left touchline. Turns it back in. Queenslander with it.
Sailor now to the 20. Ooh. He had Goldthorpe underneath and Clyde came over the top. 4. 35 out from the Queensland line. Rogers finds himself on the right of the ground. He did well. Kevin Walters followed him through. Langer then. And this ball heading for the sideline.
I think the big thing here is Queensland actually is completing their sets of 6. And the first time they did play New South Wales, as we go back a couple of weeks ago, number 2 is their defence has improved immensely. And that bloke there going to the line and running and getting players off him. And he's very, very dangerous. Good big tackle there. Clyde coming over the top.
When Alan Langer runs the football, you've got to be careful back on the inside, and that's where Bradley Clyde appeared from. Smashed him. Langer, he just got straight to his feet, played the football. As the Blues win this scrum, Mullins comes off the blind side wing to make a pretty good charge and pick up a few extra metres there. Got 3 defenders on him.
Clyde out of the back of the scrum. Went to dummy half. 3 sets of hands, picking up Nagas, inside for Ryan. And the Canterbury centre is put away. 45 away from the New South Wales line. And then Goldthorpe across for Roberts. Roberts actually threw the dummy and took them on to the halfway line. Down the right of the ground where Renouf is defending on Queensland's left. And And they made no secret of the fact that they'd be running the ball at Renouf in his comeback match tonight. That's where he's defending. Left centre. Goldthorpe. Daly. Inside. Eddinghouse. Down. Goldthorpe. Good hands. To the air. Lockyer. Sailor and Ryan. Confrontation. Clyde comes in. Now 3-on-2. Carroll. Just outside the 30.
Nothing wrong with that.
It'll be a scrum.
Let's just have a look at who this comes off. Ball played. Straight back through the legs of Kevin Walters and into touch. That's unbelievable. It'll be a New South Wales feed here, and such a simple error has put his team under all sorts of pressure.
Darryl, did I see Robbie Kearns go out there?
Yeah, big moment for the young bloke, Robbie Kearns, the Perth Reds, of course, coming on for Ian Roberts. And the old heart will be racing along for little Robbie.
Here he is with the ball. Good to get a touch early on. Third of the Perth players to make a rep side. And then from Goldthorpe. And this is Lazarus losing it. Queensland with it. Penalty goes to the Maroons.
Some interference there from the New South Wales players. It's well milked there by the Queensland dummy half, Steve Walters. Basically threw it straight into Glenn Lazarus. In fact, Lazarus deliberately put the left hand out.
I think could have held that ball before. Queensland were very, very short on that left-hand side. That's where they seem to be making a lot of breaks right down where Nagus' wingers.
Webke. Steve Walters. 14 as Campion.
Champion.
There's the echo. Webke again. Tough. Young, exuberant. Oh, good ball. When I say that, good hands from Lockyer. It was a shocker, really, the pass. Darren Smith. Chance for Queensland. One of the rare chances they've had. Oh, what a pass. Walters. And again. Lang. Oh, hands again. It's gone to ground. He's ordered the turnover. Lockyer's hands, just unbelievable.
Oh, marvellous, isn't it? 2 out of 3 tackles there. He was throwing passes that he had every right to put down. Look at that, reaching back. The impact of the tackle knocked the ball loose. Alan Langer, he put Kevin Walters through. On that occasion, he was trying to do the same for Darren Lockyer. The Blues now work it out. 22 from their own line. That's Robbie Kearns, getting heavily involved since coming onto the field.
Gower. Swooping in on that ball, a dummy half, exhibiting his confidence, and Daly punches it across the line. So we go down to the Queensland 20-metre line almost. 21st minute. The captain's got them in front by 6 at the moment. His boot, Mullins on the fly at the 4th minute.
A little bit earlier in the tackle count then, Laurie Daly. I think he felt that his side just needed a little break. They'd been under heavy pressure at the other end of the field. A couple of good runs got them into good kicking position. And this has been a good break for them as Ian Roberts gets exactly that on the sideline. And Langer wins with a good scrum feed.
Renouf getting some space. And he's put Carroll down the ground. It's a foot race. Eddinghausen has gone for everything. Not there in time. Carroll scores. It's a 75-metre try.
What great work there by Renouf. He only back after 6 weeks. Tremendous work to break the tackle of PG. And found Carroll just waiting on the outside. Just watch him get around the outside of PG here. There's a little bit of a left-hand fan. Carroll's there backing up beautifully. Like you said, just a foot race all the way through. Eddinghausen comes from the left-hand side of the field. There's just tremendous effort here for Eddinghausen to get that close. Good try to Carroll.
Steve Renouf committed 2 players there. Matt Ryan was forced to come in. They both went low. Tony Carroll, he's had a marvellous season since exploding onto the scene, really, for the Brisbane side. Eddinghausen trying to push him into touch, but for a big man, and look at the legs, he can get along, straining for every inch there. Steve Renouf coming back into this team. You thought he might have been a little bit gun-shy from that heavy head clash with Solomon Hamono. It hasn't been the case. He's taken on the defence there and won, put his centre partner away.
And if you thought Gary Freeman lifted a couple of octaves, then you are dead set right, because Tony Carroll is born in New Zealand.
He'll clutch at anything, Wiz, won't he, Gary Freeman? You've only got
Gary Van Garner Freeman.
You've only got to be on holidays in New Zealand and you're one of them.
He actually did turn the game around for Queensland against New Zealand last week too. Beating Ray Party for a wiki, I should say, for a try.
Matt Rogers just away to the left of the uprights. We're taking you to a break. The Blues are leading by 2 points at the 23rd.
Pepsi joins the Getaway team returning 7:30 Thursday on 9.
Solid as a rock, refined to the nth degree, and built like a Swiss chronometer.
Precisely.
The Honda Civic from 19950.
We are back. The ANZ Stadium in Brisbane for the final of the Tri-Series. The ground that will carry the inaugural Super League Grand Final on September 20, a Saturday night. As Ferner plays it now. Lazarus. Gower. Just taking advantage of Campion, who was supposed to be at front marker. He fell over. Gower pinched a couple of metres, and here's the ball crossing the touchline in front of Matt Rogers.
Has it come off Matt Rogers? That's the question the New South Wales side are asking. From Rogers' reaction, I thought maybe that he thought it might have been ruled that he did sort of have some play on the football and may have been a New South Wales fee, but that won't be the case.
Looking at that replay there, I think he did play at the ball. We're lucky if they get the feed here, which they have.
That try we saw scored from the scrum is the reason that I think scrums should be kept in the game. I know a lot of people over many years have said, well, let's scrap them. But it is one of the only occasions, if not the only occasion, where you've got all the forwards out of the way and a lot of space between your back lines to work in. And we've seen a lot of tries scored in both Super League and ARL competitions this season.
Big crowd applauding Bill Harrigan giving Queensland this penalty back on their 20-metre line. It was one of these tacklers holding on too long. And Clyde and Gillies are the two won the penalties to the home side. There's Webke, who's just inside the 40. 2 points the margin. Converted try the Blues, and an unconverted try for the Maroons. It was the most recent, coming at the 22nd minute. High shot. Shows us that we're down into New South Wales' area now. And Langer, he's okay. It was the scruff of the neck from Robbie Kearns. The crowd thought it was a head-high shot, and so did I. First glimpse at it. Langer then, and Peachy has to come forward urgently. Gower. Ferner. I don't know that there's as much personnel in movement for New South Wales. Mullins. Clyde. Running straight at Alan Langer. And they're on the halfway line as Gower comes into acting half. Pinches 5. Gets it down for Goldthorpe. Then for Daly. Inside for Ferner. And they're inside the 40-metre line. Eddinghausen. Kearns knocks on. Steve Walters has it for Queensland. Sailor. Kevin Walters. Darren Smith.
champion. Walters to the 30. Rogers. Listen to them roaring now, the Queenslanders. Pushing them down towards the line. Beautiful pass. New South Wales come up with it. But Owen Cunningham, he ran onto it like a colt out of the corral.
Both Alan Langer and Kevin Walters causing havoc on the fringe of the ruck. Great cover defending tackle there before the ball was put down by Peter Ryan. I think you've got to say that at the moment the Maroons are just starting to assert some superiority out there.
Clyde underneath that tackle.
That was a great tackle by Alfie there. Went right up nice and high. Went straight down.
Kearns again. Formerly with the Cronulla club. Goldthorpe. And Lockyer bringing it out. To the 10. Eddinghausen chases. Sailor presents the angle. Sailor crosses the 30. Sailor's outside the 40. Renouf there to contribute. Darren Smith can't take it. The ball goes over the sideline.
Well, it's come off Brett Mullins, I think you'll find, and that was the only reason that we might not have been looking at another Queensland try. Brilliant play again, but poor reading in defence to allow Wendell Sailor to come back inside and find open spaces. Now, this pass from Renouf, I think you'll find, comes off the hand of Mullins and didn't touch Smith.
Right. Lockyer in from the back. They've got a little smell that they've got New South Wales on the back foot at the moment. Thorne. Players all over the place. Hands in the air, wanting the ball. They're in the queue. Langer. Tallis. Champion running off his left. Furner holding down as long as he can. Langer. Walters. Last tackle. Langer. And the little kick across, and it's been taken by Kearns. Well, he got a very favourable bounce.
He did get a very good bounce there, but good cover by Alfie. Good vision to see that no one on that right-hand side was available. Peachy was right in front of him. A little chip over to the right. Nearly come up for him.
Nagus back on his own 20-metre line. Goldthorpe and then Daly. Daly holding it back and then for Furner. Furner going down under the tackle of Renouf. Rogers holding down. Daly back. Goldthorpe stepping. Running into Brad Thorne. And that line, well, you can see it's 30 metres out. And Hormono.
He takes it close to the halfway line, then pops the ball back for Peachy. They're going to lose 15, 20 metres here if they're not careful. And that's exactly what they'll do.
Kearns did well. Clyde on. Ryan wanted to give it to Nagus. Nagus was in front of him the first time and then put it down the second. Queensland want to push the pass. And Clyde is with it for New South.
No surprise to see both Ian Roberts and Glenn Lazarus come to the sideline to get back into this game because they've lost their go forward, the Blues.
Hormono giving the ball back. Rogers away from one. Beats Daly. Comes to Furner.
Real problem for Gordon Tallis on the sideline, holding his left arm as he left the field. He's almost collapsed on the 20-metre mark.
Brad Thorne is 35 out and Queensland come back again. Langer.
Put down by Carroll. Some sloppiness in handling in the last 5 minutes. Gower.
Hormono.
To the halfway with a straining performance. Down the left. Goldthorpe, a dummy to Clyde, and then using Ryan. Ball back in the middle. It came off Kearns, went back for Daly.
Daly for Mullins. Mullins away from Walters. Fens away from another. Not held in another. And then goes down 42 metres out. Down the short side. Delcorte working with Clyde, who bounces away. 30-metre line. Gillies. Goldthorpe. Daly holding it back. Then Lazarus. Where's Mullins and Ettinghausen? They're getting ready on the right of the ground. The kick has gone back on the left. Stacks on the mill. The ball comes down and a penalty.
Interference, he ran straight up into him. Not going for the ball.
Chasers there, ruled to have run straight into the Queensland catcher, not playing out the football. You'd imagine Craig Gower would be in the blood bin very shortly, standing straight in front of Harrigan with blood streaming from a cut cheek. And there, referee saying that the turned his back, went straight into Darren Lockyer without playing out the football, Craig Gower.
Thorne. Appealing to be allowed to play the ball. Sailor unloading in Gower's tackle. Ripke having to go back. Lazarus chases and makes the tackle with Holmono coming over the top. And they're 25 out from their own line, the Queenslanders, trailing by 2. Darren Smith. Steve Walters. Smith staying in close proximity after playing the ball. Walters then going for one of the rare occasions in the match thus far. And Langer sends it deep into the corner. Peachy has got Nagas with him. He must control the football. 12 metres out from the line.
Well, this is where Nagas and Peachy are so dangerous in this broken field of play. In kick returns, they can certainly return the ball and make some good yards for the Blues.
Brett Mullins.
They can do that if the defensive line doesn't come down as one, and Queensland have been very good in that department tonight. And Langer's put the kicks down. They've gone down in a straight line. Has made it very difficult for those returns to come too far back.
Lazarus. Daly. Crossing the 40, going behind Gillies, finding Holmono. Holmono always keen to unload. Sometimes it brings him undone. Gillies the dummy half. Daly the catcher. Then the kick. Now they're looking for Ettinghausen and Mullins again. Up they go. Oh, this could be a try. No, it's gone over the dead ball line. Well, the reflexes of Ettinghausen, superb. We must take a break. We're back in a moment. 6-4 the Blues.
Hot Share Tips plus a special discount deal when money returns Wednesday.
This is big. This is even bigger. It's the Oz Lotto $3 million jackpot. And Oz Lotto's average dividends are always incredibly big. So get your entry in now. Wouldn't it be nice to win $3 million this Tuesday?
Back at ANZ Stadium, the Tri-Series final. And getting close to the half-time break. New South Wales, 6 points to 4. Webke. And the lethal weapon from Daly, nearly providing the Blues with another try, just in front of that commercial break. Langer's kick. Peachy's put it down. Queensland have got it. 25 metres out. The Blues will be hard-pressed to hold them. Thorne. Lazarus comes up and takes him right on the 20-metre line. Walters. And then for Cunningham to the 10-metre line. Steve Walters again. Then Alan Langer. Wide ball for Lockyer. Steps and beats 2. Unloads the ball. Langer. 7 metres out. And Renouf is in to score. That is a superb try. That is persistence. And that is rugby league.
Excellent support play there from the Queenslanders. It came from a drop David Peachy bomb. I wasn't quite sure whether he needed to play at it because it wasn't a particularly good kick from Alan Langer. But they got 6 again, the Queenslanders, and Darren Lockyer, who's just come into this game and really been a thorn in the New South Wales side at times. Offloads to Alan Langer. He steps back towards where the speed men are. Beautiful quick hands there. And Steve Renouf beats 2 in a short run to the line, but he had to show plenty of ability to do so. This will pick up the offload man. I think it might have been Brad Thorne. Lockyer comes in, gets hit in a pretty good driving tackle from Glenn Lazarus, but he's still able to get the football away. And this next pass outside Alan Langer is an absolute beauty. I'm not quite sure if it was Lockyer again.
I think it was, Peter.
One of the things that the Blues have got to do, they've got to put the man on the ground with the ball. We're talking about it now. You see Lockyer get the ball away, and when Alfie's on like this, it's pretty hard to stop this close to the line. And when you got back up, anything could happen. But the big thing about the Blues here, they didn't keep going forward on their defence line. They held back and held back. That's where the result come there.
There's the conversion. It's successful. 10 points to 6 in favour of Queensland now.
It was Darren Lockyer. You're exactly right, Ray. He offloaded, got hit in a crunching tackle from Glenn Lazarus and still was able to stay alive. And that's a sign of a class player. Look at him here, offload, shrugs off a couple. Both Roberts and Lazarus had a hold of him, and he gets involved again. Beautiful quick hands, and the angle of the Renouf run coming back at the defence. Too good for the Blues.
That'll do the Pearls' confidence the world of good. Should I call him the modern-day Pearl? Magus. You could see it coming. Gower put down heavily by Cunningham. .30-metre line. Queensland by 4. Apart from a few handling mistakes, it's been a wonderful first half of football. Gillies, right on the halfway line. Gower, Goldfull, Daly. Kick is in centre field. Allowed to bounce by all and sundry, and Renouf is with it for Queensland. There's the siren. So, this crowd, they will rise and I'm sure applaud what has been a great first half of rugby league. Queensland leading 10-6 at the break. 2 tries to them. And Alan Langer, he is really having a big one. We'll take a break. Tonight, he's got the gloves off. He's involved in everything and getting some talented support from Darren Lockyer at the back. It's a great crowd here. Talking to the locals, they seem to think that there's probably 45,000 here at ANZ Stadium tonight.
Plenty of work going on in both forward packs especially. It's so important in these games. I've got to say that in both camps they've been spread around quite nicely. There's the Queensland forward pack, and Brad Thorne again has been outstanding in his work rate. 13 tackles, 12 hit-ups. Darren Smith has got through a lot of work tonight that might have gone unnoticed up here in the commentary box, but not by his fellow players. And Gordon Tallis has been at his rampaging best. Well, for the Blues, you see their front rowers have done very nicely. Ian Roberts, Glenn Lazarus, plenty of tackles there. Brad Clyde's worked hard on the fringe of the ruck. He hasn't been able to bust through the front line as yet. And David Furner, 10 tackles, 9 hit-ups, also featured quite prominently. I think Craig Gower's probably been their best.
Yeah, around the ruck area, he certainly has made plenty of yards darting out for dummy half, but when he does do that, he needs someone in there to get to the dummy half area to give Laurie Daly a better ball and get a better kicking game in. But their forwards have really got to take control of the second half, which they haven't done in the first.
Andrew Ettinghausen, I said in the commentary, has been busy in the first half. It's as if the coach has said to Andrew, can you give me some more in attack? 10 points to 6. 2 tries to Queensland. New South Wales scored first after 5 minutes. Mullins a try, converted by Furner. And there's time on. Bill Harrigan's in charge. Queensland with Brad Thorne coming back. First touch of the second half. Go down to the sidelines to Darrell in just a moment. Wendell Sailor. Easy to see how he can slot into the second row. Walters. Lockyer. Now Darren Smith. Great start to the second half for the Queenslanders. Tallis. So the last tackle, 35 metres away from the Blues line. Renouf is offside.
Well, I think you find that Harrigan has called him offside and should have penalised him.
I can't believe he didn't penalise him, Peter.
No, he's ventured inside the 10. Although he didn't come in and take any part in the tackle, he was still offside. And if Harrigan knew that, as we believe he does, it's definitely a penalty to Queensland, to New South Wales against Queensland.
I can't believe he didn't penalise there, but we go down the ground. 35 away from the Blues line. And they go down the short side with David Furner. And they'll put him down gently. Gower. And he's put it out on the full. You didn't need a head-on shot of it. The crowd called it. Darryl Eastlake on the sideline.
Yeah, thanks, Rabbits. Wayne Bennett, I mean, he brought this team out to this ground last night, walked them around individually, spoke to each of the players, and that was very much the mood of the dressing room as he went through his spiel. Now, he's very pleased with their defence. He wants to keep the defensive line. Watch Daly's kicks. He said they are the biggest problem they've got at the moment. They haven't busted the line enough, mainly through kicks, and he said that's the problem he wants to monitor there. No mistakes. He kept saying no mistakes. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to be disciplined all of the time. And he said you can win this. But I think that talk last night, bringing them out here, it carried through into the dressing room. Back to you, Rabs.
Queensland on the attack then. Tallis to the 10-metre line. The last. Langer at his most dangerous. Back for New South Wales, however. And David Furner. Now Peachy.
One more pass on there for Alfie just outside Walters. I'm certain that they would have scored Queensland. They were short on that right-hand side, New South Wales.
Negus. Clyde. Gillies is with him. Gillies now. Clyde. A lot of unnecessary passing from the New South Wales side. Unnecessary in that they were down inside their own red zone. 30-metre line. Gillies. Great first set of 6 for Queensland. Carried them down into this part of the territory. And that is Rogers. Well marked by Ettinghausen. Lockyer. Incredible first half for him. Darryl has spoken about Queensland. We'll go down to him to see what Tim Sheens had to say on the end of this tackle count.
Tallis got it on the ad line and made 15 metres.
Steve Walters. Langer. Kevin. Put down by Ryan. Accepted by Gower. And Darren.
Yeah, pretty dour room. You know, there was a lot of talk about that Ettinghausen reflex action. They were convinced that was a try. That upset them no end. He said, now you've got to be patient. Don't let it get to you. You've got to tough it out. He said, too much control, they're losing. They're not controlling the ball enough. He said, I want you to hang on to it, get out of your own half. You spent far too much time there. But he kept saying, tough it out. Forget the try that wasn't given to us, and let's go and score some more.
That's interesting, Darryl, that they are of that belief, because as I watched it and called it, I too thought there was a chance of a try.
They're convinced that was a try.
This is Clyde. Centralising play. They're 27 metres out as Daly goes forward. And then Ryan. Nagas, did he have his foot on the line? No. Daly is with it. Drifting across. Goldthorpe on. Then Gower. Goes across after the dummy for Furner, and then Eddinghausen. And it's Mullins! Mullins gets his second try. Oh, scintillating. Brilliant stuff by the Blues.
From one side to the other. And what about the reflexes shown on this side of the field? The question was asked, was the foot on the line? This will show it up. Laurie Daly bringing it to Matt Ryan. He was going to be taken over the sideline by Carroll and Saylor, but got an amazing ball back to his winger. Laurie Daly, now with all the Queensland defence over here, there had to be some space on the far side, and they utilised that perfectly. David Furner throwing the ball to a flying Brett Mullins. Matt Rogers had come in, and really just about every player in the New South Wales side touched this football or ran a decoy. And they just ran out of troops on the far side because of what they were able to do on this side of the field.
Well, one thing that Queensland did do there, I thought Renouf had Eddinghausen covered, and he was probably telling young Rogers to stay out wide, stay out wide. He just didn't do it. You see, I think that's Nagas' foot right on the line just there.
Yeah.
They were disallowed one, and they've got one. Maybe it's evened out.
Furner. Struck it perfectly. Got a bad ankle. Tell you what, he might carry it with him. 12-10, the Blues over the Maroons now.
Brisbane's Beautiful Bay premieres 6:30 Sunday on 9.
Another day is you work and you rest and you play.
Back on the Nine Network. The Super League's inaugural tri-series. First one, then the other. Now it's the Blues by 2. Saylor 37 away from his own line. The big winger. Steve Walters ran once in the first half and now makes his second attempt. And then Langer and Tallis had his eyes on something else.
He had his eyes on the defenders coming at him. Been an improved performance tonight from Steve Walters. He's just about been my favourite player over the last 5 or 6 years. I think he's been disappointing in the series so far. But he's going well tonight. As we have a look at this incident down in the corner leading up to that try. Just have a look at the foot of Ken Nagas. No doubt he's put his foot on the line. He's out.
Absolutely. Absolutely no doubt. And it's with Nagas again. Trying to break them on the left of the Queensland defence. This is Ryan. Leading Super League try-scorer, Matt Ryan. As they come across, Gillies getting it away for Clyde. And then Daly away from Cunningham. Across for Goldthorpe. Furner's with him. Goldthorpe down, 22 out. Furner's there, down the short side. Furner goes himself. 15 out, leading by 2. Now for Goldthorpe to come back. Daly. Daly. You can't let him run. Nagas combines, and the touch judge has got him this time.
He's got out.
Tony Carroll has got a bit of a shoulder problem after being involved in that defensive effort. Looked as though New South Wales were going to score again. I thought if Nagas steps back inside, he would have got the ball over the line, but he's dropped it anyway. I think he dropped it before he actually went into touch.
You see that Wendell Saylor's now gone into the centre position, putting Tony Carroll onto the wing.
Carroll's only got one arm operational at the moment. He's got no feeling in the right arm. Queensland try scorer Tony Curran. And he is coming off as I speak. And Campigan has gone out there. Langer then. And Cunningham. He's been very good tonight, Cunningham. Very stocky second row forward, playing in the front row. But my goodness, he's been effective.
Peachy has done well. He took it confidently, then got down low to the ground.
It did appear as though Kevin Campion and Peter Ryan would force him back into the in-goal area. Peachy did a tremendous job to stay in. On the subject of Owen Cunningham, I thought he was by far Queensland's best player in the first game against New South Wales and was terribly unlucky not to make the Super League Test side.
The Blues are under siege here. Queensland's defence has got them pegged down on their own 20-metre line. Great defence by the Maroons. Walters. Oh, Kevin will go through. Gave it back for Renouf. And Steve Renouf gets try number 2 for himself. The crowd loving it. Walters ran into a yawning gap. And Renouf on the inside has crossed for his second try.
Once again, the New South Wales defence. We come up with a mistake here by Gower. Gets a great tackle in there, loses the ball forward. Watch him here, he'll go forward here. Bang! Great tackle.
Just have a look here at Laurie Daly. He dropped because of the dummy thrown by Kevin Walters, and that was what opened the gap up. Really, Steve Renouf, apart from scoring the try, played as much of a role as Kevin Walters going through the gap. See here just the propping by Laurie Daly. Allowed him to sneak through. And Steve Renouf, who'd stayed alive, went back on the inside.
By the same token, the try was built on some great defence from the Queenslanders. New South Wales struggled to get 20 metres away from their line. Rogers adds another 2. The Maroons by 4 now. 52 gone.
Logie Tribute at the special time, 9:30 Wednesday.
So many copies of the Academy Award-winning movie Shine, we guarantee you'll get it first time or get it free.
The choice is easy.
Great kickoff from Queensland, and Nagus fortunate to get it back into the field of play. Lazarus, this was the kickoff, and Nagus tippy-toeing inside the line. Now, it was this area that brought the try.
And the last 2 Queensland tries coming from New South Wales drop balls. Kick put up, David Peachy lost it, and then Craig Gower in his possession.
Gillies. Ryan, he's lost it. Saylor will try and turn it around, but it's a penalty.
One up here, rank it, 2.
He's ruled 2 tacklers, and therefore stealing the ball.
Was he trying to affect the tackle or rate the football? I think the former.
I do too. Still, that is the cloud that hangs over such a ruling, such a decision. Gower to take the tap then. Chance here for the Blues. Lazarus. 20-metre line underneath the big fella.
Roberts. 15 away from the line.
Trailing by 4. Goldthorpe comes back. Daly goes across.
Dummies to Clyde. Dummies to Gillies. Gives it to Ryan. Ryan down. Up again. Good effort by him. Gets the ball away for Gillies. Mullins! Mullins! Mullins is over! Mullins has got try number 3. Incredible stuff. 16 points all.
And we come back again to that decision, giving the New South Wales side a penalty. He's got no right to score this, Brett Mullins. The one dummy, the second one to Gillies. Matt Ryan had to come back in, and as Ray pointed out, he did a tremendous job to get to his feet and to keep the ball alive. Here's the offload to Simon Gillies. And then Brett Mullins, only needs half a gap, skipped out of the tackle of Lockyer and then carried 3 over, including Kevin Campion. Matt Ryan here did very well. He's a deceptive player, Matt Ryan. Doesn't look particularly quick or strong, but gee, he makes a lot of breaks and pushes off a lot of tacklers. This is a good offload. Simon Gillies found Brett Mullins, who's come looking for the football all night, and with his ability, you do want him not only just taking the football out wide in a rugby league game.
He's back, Mullins. He is back. Enormous effort for a winger to do what he's done. And they pick up a further 2 points. So, again, a new leader. Off the boot of Furner, 18-16. And the Blues restart now. Rogers sending Shane Webke back to them. Steve Walters. Webke, no Campion.
I'd like to know what Tim Sheens did say to his forwards at half-time, because around that ruck area, they've absolutely been sensational in the last 15 to 20 minutes.
4. Steve Walters to the halfway. Chances a pass and Renouf. I think he lost it. He did, but Harrigan said play on, it went backwards.
With over 20 minutes to go in this game, I believe that the next point scorer will win it.
We have an official crowd there, ladies and gentlemen, official attendance tonight.
20-metre tap to restart. Peachy has gone to the wing and Mullins to fullback. Gower. Goldthorpe. Gillies, Furner. If the first half was any guide, the Maroons finished it off better than the Blues. I'm just wondering if this will be a repeat of it. To the short side for Gillies. Eddinghausen. 27 up. Peachy playing on the right wing. Goldthorpe. Daly, long ball. Clyde. Oh, gee, I tell you what. There's not much of him, Alan Langer, but that was a huge tackle on Bradley Clyde.
I lost it.
Able to stop his progress, shut the ball down.
It's one thing that Alfie has been doing all night, going up nice and whole and really killing the ball so he can't get an offload. You see Laurie Daly come around on the short side. There's a little bit of room to be moved out there, and he drops the ball. This Bradley Clyde.
Pretty big effort from Brad Clyde even to be here. Copped a badly broken nose last Wednesday night. He was in the blood bin 3 or 4 occasions. He's come up pretty well. I've also got to give Bill Harrigan another rap tonight. We get to hear what he says a fair bit. And a lot of times tonight he's called players offside as Cunningham nearly gets through, loses the football. But he's refrained from penalising them, telling them to keep out of the play. And that's why we've seen a flowing game and only 5 penalties in all.
Lazarus. 30-metre line. Oh, Eddinghausen's pass was forward to Furner. Well, what's wrong with that touch, Church? Roberts. There's the offload. You can rely on Roberts. Peachy. 12 metres out from the line. Gower. Daly. And then Goldthorpe. Clyde angles back. Up the middle goes Mullins. Loses the ball.
Play on, he said. Daly. Shoulders away. Then across for Goldthorpe. 7 metres out and the last tackle. Goldthorpe away and Roberts went for it. And now Gower has a go, but the ball has gone forward and that's the turnover.
How didn't they score?
I'd love to know how close Roberts got.
Wendell Saylor again picks up some tremendous metres for his team. Gower, the rebound, comes back to Roberts. He gets down low, looks like he's going to score. The ball goes back, picked up there by Clyde. He offloads to Gower and Gower knocks on. Scrambling defence.
One thing that Queensland aren't doing is moving up on that left-hand side of the open. Once the Blues come this right, try and switch that ball straight back at them.
Now Tallis. 18-16. Blues in front. Great contest. From end to end. No sooner does one grab the ascendancy, the other comes back and trumps them.
Gee, that's clever play from Ken Nagas. Good confident play. He slipped over. There's a chance he might get caught in the in-goal area. He realised how important it was to make sure they got back in the field of play. He showed confidence in Brett Mullins to bring it back.
Now Brad Clyde gets it beyond the 20. They didn't come off their own line very well in a similar situation earlier on. They're doing it a bit better now. Kerr, 38 metres out from his own line. Goldthorpe out from dummy half. Lazarus running with the football to the halfway line. Goldthorpe then looking around for Daly and running down the blind side. Angling in as Peachy. Peachy still going, miraculously. 28 metres out now from the Queensland line. There's been a few tackles dropping off for the Maroons. Daly. Back for Mullins, then for Clyde. Now it's Ryan. Ryan goes in to pick up another New South Wales try. Oh, they're really throwing it about. 22-16.
On a couple of occasions, it looked as though Queensland's cover defence would be able to put the try scorer into touch. Brett Mullins on the other side. They weren't able to. And here, New South Wales going through the hands. Brad Clyde draws Wendell Saylor and Matt Ryan. As I said earlier, he's a deceptive player. He's got good speed. And on the last tackle, it's a good option. A long pass. What about that one to Craig Gower? But it found its mark.
It's one thing they've done well tonight, Sterling. Like I said, have used that right-hand side of theirs, the left-hand side for New South Wales against the right-hand side of Queensland, and just really just playing the unders play, just draw and pass. Wendell Saylor in two minds whether to stay in or to take Bradley Clyde. As you said, he doesn't look like he's going pretty quick, but you just got to go fast enough to get there.
Yeah, too many sides throw the football when they've got an overlap, but they throw the ball before committing the defender. Every one of the New South Wales players who had the football in his hands attracted a defender and took him out of play. And that's why there was some space opened up out wide for Matt Ryan, the scorer.
Well, it really couldn't happen to a nicer bloke than Matt Ryan. His rugby league career has been bespeckled with injuries. He went back to the country. He came back at the call of Canterbury. And here he is scoring a try in a state game.
How important is this kid?
Ferner from the sideline has hooked it. So, 22-16. And another vision on it.
Just have a look at how every player for New South Wales commits a defender. Firstly, Daly takes Langer. Mullins takes Carroll. And finally, Clyde took Wendell Saylor. And there was nobody there for Matt Ryan.
Nobody enjoyed it more than Brett Mullins. He'll make himself sick on trials and celebrating others. This has been a marvellous effort, you know. I'm not saying they're going to win. There's a lot of time left. But to come together with the injury problems as Queensland gets some replacements, it's been a tremendous effort by Sheens and the New South Wales squad.
Yeah, one of the best I've seen in 7 odd days to get the side back together. Ran a pretty hard game against New Zealand last Wednesday night. When their ruck here once again. They've been so outstanding in the second half.
Now Hancock, he can play an important role. He's a fresh man on. Never say die attitude. Big match footballer. Langer's kick.
Oh, just making it. David Peachey breathed a sigh of relief.
I know we've still got 16 minutes to go here, but we probably should have a look at what would happen in the case of drawn match. Maroons a converted try behind. The coin will be tossed. The loser will kick off, and they'll play 10 minutes each way. If scores are still locked at the end of that 20 minutes extra time, the coin will be tossed again. The loser will kick off, and then it will be first point scorer.
Eddinghausen. Getting play to the halfway line is Hormono. $22 points to 16. Paul Green is also on for Queensland now. Lazarus continues to give them go forward. Down the short side, Goldthorpe. Lockyer. Away from Goldthorpe. Steps inside and away from Daly. Kearns was there with Eddinghausen. Queensland with Langer and Tallis. Tallis back on his 20-metre line.
Just having a look at the benches now. So far, Tim Sheens, as Tony Carroll drags Matt Ryan towards the 40-metre line. Tim Sheens has been quite happy to go with 15 players. So far, Luke Prittis and Robbie Ross played no part in the action. I wonder if he'll be keen to throw their fresh legs on in the last 10.
Darryl Eastlake, a problem for Ian Roberts.
Yeah, a lot of pain, the big bloke. I haven't seen him wince as much for a long time. It's a very unusual injury. It looks like a dislocated knuckle, or he's burst a blood vessel on the top of his hand. But a lot of pain. They've wrapped it up. They've worked on him the last 6 or 7 minutes. I think he'll come back.
Thank you, Doctor. Cunningham for Langer. Steps away from Hormono. Puts the kick high. It'll come down on the 20-metre line. And the bat down comes down to Nagas. Had it, lost it again.
No. Queensland knocked it on. No advantage.
He's going to rule that the Queenslanders in the leap for the ball deflected it forward. And New South Wales got no advantage.
I think you'll see that Lockyer's gone up for the ball and tapped it forward. Nagas had hold of it about 3 or 4 times. Just drops it forward once again, but they will get the scrum feed.
That's the kind of play I thought New South Wales should have come up with just before half-time when David Peachey tried to catch the football. That time they stood around, let the Queenslanders play at it. If they caught it, they were there to swoop. As it turned out, they weren't able to get possession.
Hormono as Lazarus again gets some bench time. There's the penalty going to Queensland.
Poor playing the balls. 2 very poor playing the balls. Left it on the ground, play it properly.
It's more than significant. This is the reason for the penalty, and the play the ball, the Hormono.
Well, why is it a penalty? There's a knock on there.
I thought he just dropped the ball cold. A scrum.
Well, the referee apparently has called 2 consecutive poor play the balls, but they're not penalties.
Well, he's ruled that he's supposed to rise to his feet and place or drop the football on the ground, and he's ruling that he rose okay, but he left the football there.
I don't think he picked it up at all.
Yeah, he knocked on.
Poor old Solomon. 20 metres out from the New South Wales line, and a chance for Queensland. Tallis unloads for Green. 10 metres out from the line, and they're in the centre. Langer and Peter Ryan. Oh, great tackle. It was Mullen. Then away from Walton for Langer to step. Back now for Lockyer. Back again. Walters is with it. 12 metres out. Put Mullins down for saving a try. Langer kicks across. There's trouble here. Not only is there trouble, there's a big gap there for Hancock, and he goes in to score. Queensland, they're coming back, the Maroons.
They are coming back. I'm just having a look. I don't think Matt Rogers is on the field. There's a very upset-looking Tim Sheens there with 12 minutes to go. Sees the Queenslanders claw their way back within 2. The kick was a beauty from Alan Langer because it got over the head of the outside New South Wales man. That was Eddinghausen. Lockyer, in fact, is it Thorne? Gets the ball back, and Hancock, he realised that he needed to take the ball close to the post as possible to make the conversion attempt an easier one. Alan Langer getting across. Let's just have a look at who flies high. Yes, it is Brad Thorne way out there. Pretty good take from the big man and an even better offload.
Well, it is not a night for coaches to give us that little glimmer of a smile.
Is this Darren Lockyer having the attempt?
Yes, it is. 21 metres in. It doesn't surprise me that Michael Hancock would leave his mark on this game as a fresh player on.
Lockyer's kick. It's there. The crowd love it. 22 points, 22. And another view of it.
Yeah, big Brad Thorne going high above everyone else, dropping that ball back inside. But look at the determination here on Hancock. Steps off his left foot, gets inside Gower. Good job, Gower, to trying to stop him, but they're close.
And ever mindful of the fact, sorry, Gary, that he had to make the conversion attempt an easier one.
The best thing about it, you see all the Queensland players there running in and congratulating them.
Robbie Kearns. 10 metres out from their own line. Queensland will rise here and exhibit that defence. It has caused New South Wales some problems coming off their own line. Gillies.
This is where Queensland like to try and get a mistake from New South Wales and maybe go for the drop goal.
Hormono. Gower. Gillies. Ferner. Tackle from Renoff was suspect. Goldthorpe. Saylor. Langer. Lockyer. They come down the right of the ground. Lockyer goes back in and away. 48 metres out from the line. Saylor. Losing his footing, and I think he's hurt himself. Concern from David Ferner. Saylor's okay. Green, a short ball for Cunningham. It's 35 metres out. Tallis.
That's a great shot there up high from Robbie Kearns on Quilton Tallis. Will they kick a field goal if they get the opportunity?
Round the back. Peter Ryan's pass going to ground, and Langer will play it. Getting up very slowly, Langer. Is he hurt? Green. Thorne.
Now to kick a field goal, you'd think it would be Paul Green or Lockyer who would line up the attempt. Ball goes to Langer. No, he's going to take it.
Langer himself, it goes wide and short, and Peachy is with it. I think we've only seen Alan Langer kick one drop goal, and it was in a state of origin.
When did he go over? That one didn't even go close.
Daly. Mullins, 3 tries. Saved another. Magus.
I think you've really got to question the naming of this New South Wales side if in fact that they've only used 15 players. Like you would think in a game as intense as this one and as energy savvy that you'd want to be using your 17 as much as possible, but again I point out that Priddis and Ross have not been used at all tonight.
Good tip machines may take off Gower around the ruck here, get Priddis on, make darting runs, get them some easy yardage.
Daly inside for Eddinghausen. Peachy. For Daly to go back into the centre of the ground. Lockyer. Away from the 30. Saylor. Good defence by Eddinghausen.
Great defence there. I guess the thing about bringing on those 2 players I'm talking about, they'd be permanent replacements, as Michael Hancock creates a bit of space out wide for Carroll. The big Fen nearly gets rid of Nagas, but he gets some help from Clyde.
Langer, Green, Lockyer. And Hormono is there with Ferner to close down the gap. 40-metre line. Green running from dummy half. Running without support. Kevin Walters floating it for Renouf. 2 tries tonight. Hancock. Darren Smith. Langer. Low. Punching it. Peachy goes back with Mullins. Mullins. Ooh, gee. He left it to the last moment.
That's just unbelievable play from Brett Mullins. He's willing the ball over the dead ball line, and in doing so, actually allowed himself to get back in the field of play because he took the Queensland chasers by complete surprise. He wants it to go. There's no way it's going to. He takes it. That's a big play.
Goldthorpe and Daly. And still Daly. Good run by the captain. Gower. Gillies. And Goldthorpe to cross the halfway. Lockyer back there. Bringing it back on 0.
It's a great effort by Gillies here to get up there and get in the defence line. Put Lockyer down.
Sailor. Now New South Wales, they must defend and work for a mistake.
Or defend well enough to force the kick to give them good field position. These kind of charges won't help them. That's a tremendous charge up the middle from Webke. Takes it 40.
Green. On the bounce for Renouf. Back and knocked down by New South Wales. Back to themselves. Mullen. 40-metre line. Not bad field position on your first tackle.
Inspirational stuff there from Laurie Daly. He kept chasing and chasing, and eventually the ball bounced back off him to his teammates. Second tackle now, and they're in the Queensland half. Hormono was for a while. He's thrown it back. He'll be. He's not penalised, but he called hell, so it will go Queensland's way.
Hey, the rule is when I call hell, I know, but the rule is when I call hell, that's finished. I can't, mate, I can't play on after I've called hell. Okay, it's one of those things. One of those things.
Daly upset with Harrigan. With Bill Harrigan saying, I called hell. It's one of those things, like he's just got to cop it.
And if they do work for a field goal, as Wendell Sailor gets outside Eddinghausen and finally tackled, I don't think they'll go to Langer again. I think it'll be Green or Lockyer. Maybe Lockyer.
So the order has gone out. Get it to the centre of the ground as close as we can get. Ryan. 22 metres out. They've done well.
Yeah, Lockyer's the man.
Langer runs it himself to 9 metres. Then from Campion, it's with Carroll, and he's a metre out from the line. Green puts it on the left foot. And New South Wales are with it, but they're on the wrong end of the park.
And they are livid out there. Darren Lockyer, he wanted it 2 rucks earlier. Paul Green at dummy half went the wrong way. He went to Tony Carroll's side. That took them away from the post. Then on the last tackle, they were trying to go too wide to him. And again, Green, the wrong man at the wrong time.
So, in this locked-up situation, New South Wales haven't had a bite of the cherry. It's been all Queensland. Hormono. Daly. Ferner. Mullen.
They've got to kick for field position here. Drive it down into one of the corners.
The 80 minutes is fast running out. Peachy bats it back into the centre. Queensland come away with Renouf. Walters. Inside the Blues half. Darren Smith. Again, the forwards are making it possible for Lockyer if he can get into position. Alan Langer. Now.
It's got to be now.
It's got to be now. Back it goes for Darren Smith. Charged down by the Blues. How did Darren finish up with it?
I don't think he knows himself how he ended up with the ball. A little bit disappointing there for Queensland. They did a great job around the ruck area, going straight towards the post. The ball goes to the wrong man.
Awful dummy half work the last couple of times they've been down there. We've just been told there's been a change in plans as Glenn Lazarus knocks on. With inside a minute to go, there won't be a coin toss at the end of this if they're all locked up. The teams will swap ends and Queensland will kick off to start the 10 each way.
Bill Harrigan. This is timeout. I thought for a moment it was about to turn them around.
They'll have about 2 plays after they win this.
Let's count it down, ladies and gentlemen, inside the final 10 seconds.
Langer kicks on the first. Looking for Sailor to go down the right. But the ball beats Carroll over the sideline. And Bill Harrigan will take them back to the centre, where Queensland will kick off. 10 minutes, extra time each way.
This reminds me of a grand final that I did manage to play in. Some time now.
They'll start it again, and the first team to score will win. 22 points all at full time. Clyde. First set of 6 in extra time. Hormono with his second touch. Gillies. And then Gow. Gelthorpe. Daly. Looking for his outside wingers. But they don't have the pep that they did earlier on.
New South Wales come away, I think, with a great set of 6. His first 10-minute spell, and Daly came away with a great kick. 15 metres out from the Queensland line. Tremendous effort. Like you said, they're all walking now.
This is what rugby league's all about, isn't it? This is where you can see heroics. You see players digging deep. I've been very critical of interchange coming into our game because I think throughout most of the game it takes the opportunity for this heroics to be performed, because when you get tired you're taken straight off, but it's not really available to the sides at the moment.
Hancock. Peter Ryan. Just outside the 30. Green. 7. Away from Lazarus. Kevin Walters. Thorne. Good yards by the big front row forward. 25 tackles, 18 hit-ups for Brad Thorne. Langer getting it in behind the Blues, but it's just had too much weight on it.
Alan Langer realising how much of a big plus it will be for the team that can get 2 sets of 6 in a row. Defences must be tired by this stage. Whatever side can get 12 tackles is going to find they're going to be a real strong chance of scoring. Robbie Ross coming into such an important game. He replaces Ken Nagus.
Hormono. 38 metres out from his own line. Early minutes of extra time. And turn around at the end of 10. And the team in front at the end of this extra time. And hopefully there will be one. will take out the inaugural Tri-Series for Super League. Back on his own 20-metre line, Lockyer. Sailor stepping off the left foot, taking it out to the 30. Eventually put away by Ryan and Daly. Cunningham, a struggling run to the 40. Peter Ryan again. The shoulder of Homono was there to greet him. Lazarus underneath. Green a dummy half. Smith is with it. Walters. Renouf is after it. And again it finds the dead ball line.
Just a little bit unlucky there from Walters putting that kick on the left-hand side of the field here. To just stay in the field of play, there was plenty of chases from Queensland getting through. Renouf. Robbie Ross seems just going a little bit too far. He gives up the chase. I'll wait back here for the tap.
So Lazarus gets it just beyond the 30. The Blues in their endeavours now to get it down the other end. Would they be happy to take a shot, Peter, this early in extra time?
I don't think it's the desired option as the ball went back there. But, you know, there is the line of thinking that if you get down the other end, you might as well take something back with you. I think that both sides will look for tries. They'll believe that maybe the field goal will be a better option in 14 or 15 minutes.
Daly.
10 or 11 minutes.
Goldthorpe. Peachy. Robbie Ross. Homono. And away from Furner for Mullins. Mullins! Mullins has gone into touch. I thought it was number 4.
Mullins going down the outside here, just steps on touch right there. Great effort by Hancock to come across, along with Lockyer. They saw the linesman with the flag up. Otherwise, he'd been under the post.
When he stepped on the line, he stepped about a foot out as well.
It's a good effort for the linesman to pick that one up.
35,570 here tonight. I must admit, I thought it was a bigger crowd than that.
We've been coming to ANZ many times over the last couple of seasons, and I'm staggered by that. Both ends of the field are stacked. As Tony Carroll beats a couple, 35 out centre field. Gillies comes up with the tackle.
Luke Priddis about to go on for his first time tonight. Handy having a couple of fresh replacements in extra time. That's the way it is for Tim Sheens. Campion back for Green to give on for Walters to stand and go back for Green to come across for Thorne. 41 metres away. 22 points all. We're in extra time. As Langer puts it down into the right-hand corner. Robbie Ross. Goldthorpe. Ryan. Lazarus. He's played an important role tonight.
He's made heaps of yards around that ruck area for them. When Roberts was on the field, and this man here taking the ball forward now, Clyde. He has been inspirational off the back of the scrum.
Yeah, this is what our game's all about. Blokes getting off the ground when they're absolutely exhausted and still finding some more. So many instances of it out there, especially amongst the forwards.
Goldthorpe. Gillies. Dummy for Furner. Oh, Eddinghausen knocks on. Renouf tried to tow it ahead. And referee Bill Harrigan ruling that they had no advantage.
Well, what a minute and a half coming up now. Andrew Eddinghausen just didn't read what Simon Gillies was trying to do. In fact, he went back inside as Gillies passed to his outside. Renouf tried to tow it forward. Now, probably the last set of 6 in this first 10 minutes.
The Queenslanders working it into the centre. Renouf. Carroll. 35 out from the line.
We might be under the high kick at the end of this 6 if they haven't scored by then.
Cunningham. 27 and 17 for Cunningham. Tallis.
I think you'll see them go for the field goal.
Langer. Legs cut from underneath him. And then flicked back by Green for Renouf. A chance for Campion. It came off his feet. They appeal for a try. And referee Bill Harrigan will call for the video referee.
Oh, this might be a try because I think you'll find the New South Wales player hasn't dived on it.
So Bill Harrigan has called for the video referee to give him his version of it.
The kick went through from Campion. I think you'll find that Robbie Ross had a play at this after David Peachey missed the football. And he was too slow getting down, and Paul Green has dived through. This will be the angle that shows.
It was Kevin Walters and not Campion. Peachey has a wild kick at it. Does Robbie Ross get a hand on it, or is it Paul Green?
I can't tell. No. Why do they do this to us?
Well, you can pick that one.
Well, if it's simultaneous, they'll award the attacking side with the try.
Well, all I can say is I'm glad I'm not the video referee, and the poor Devils have taken an awful grilling in recent weeks.
I think Ross has got it down.
It looks like Robbie Ross might have a hand on it in front of Paul Green.
I think he's a bit in front of Paul Green.
All eyes are on the ANZ big screen.
I think Ross for sure. Robbie Ross's hands are on the inside of Paul Green.
It's just so hard to determine whose hand it is really there. No, I wouldn't like to go up there. I know, like we used to like talk to Rick.
Here comes the decision. He's made his decision, no try. Still, it's 22-22.
It's a quite little decision, isn't it? And that's the ruling. Robbie Ross grounded the ball, so the line drop out. Lucky to have time for this.
Just they played before, Stiller. They were setting up for the drop goal. Lucky was right back there.
The dancing Michael Hancock. Sailor.
Lockyer still wants it. He's running out of time. 8 seconds. This is probably the last play. They've got to go to him again. Trouble finding him once.
He's 32 metres out. Didn't get a kick in. Tallis got the shot in, but it's a penalty to the Blues. Right on half-time.
Probably too far out to take a shot.
Well, they just have trouble finding him, don't they? He hasn't found touch.
What's going on here?
You don't ever going to kick from there.
Darren Lockyer bringing it back. And there's Bill Harrigan turning them around again. Peter Jackson laying down the law. Sending out the instructions from Wayne Bennett. And this was Kevin Walters getting this little kick in, and then Robbie Ross and Paul Green dispute the try.
Well, I apologise to Robbie Ross. Initially thought that he had a play on it and didn't.
Tired, he must be working hard.
Always do, Ray.
Never worked this hard in his life. Hancock.
Last 10 minutes of extra time before we go into extra time.
Who's that with the coach's bandage? It's Cunningham.
I haven't used the word "we" once tonight. I hope you noticed, Chief Freeman.
That's right, never have I. When that Tony Carroll, the New Zealander, scored, I heard Freeman say, "We've scored a try."
Oh!
Green has taken a high shot.
Too high. Down him.
And it's not very hard for Glenn Lazarus, as big as he is, to put a high shot on Paul Green.
Well, they're going to take the shot for goal. As Paul Green steps Glenn Lazarus, he hangs the arm out. In his defence, it probably bounced up off the ball. And Darren Lockyer, he's got an easy kick to the extent it's in front. Unfortunately, he's 45 out.
It's good to see Lazo's arm bounce off the ball there. I think intentional on that tackle. Paul Green pretty hard customer to take. Front off when you're a big man as big as Lazo, slips off that right foot so well.
His personal statistics, 28 and 18, Lazarus. Darren Lockyer had that unforgettable first half. Is now 42 metres out, and he's almost in front. The kick is on its way. It's got the length, but it's offline. The important thing is he gets it dead.
So now, if he'd have had all those field goal attempts earlier, he'd have been in practice. He'd have hit that one.
But he's having a penalty shot, wasn't he? Not a field goal attempt.
But he would have.
Oh, I
he'd have been informed.
All right, yeah, I'm with you.
So Queensland off their own 30-metre line. Priddis, the number 9, on the park, making that tackle. Campion pushing away from Roberts. Cunningham down the blind side. They're making good yards. They're setting it up probably for a Lockyer shot. Langer puts the dummy on, puts the step on. Langer's pulled down. Walters. 5 tackles. Langer's off to the left. There he goes, turning it in for Tallis. Away it goes, off the fingertips. It's with Carroll. He goes for the line. He's over the line. And he's held up in goal.
Oh, what an effort by Tony Carroll.
Well, brave stuff there from the Maroons, running it on the last tackle. Tony Carroll. Priddis is there. Ross is there. You get underneath him. About this. Now New South Wales, because that was on the last tackle, will have to work it out in their own line. They've been aided by a penalty. And really, in this extra time, it has been all Queensland, hasn't it?
Certainly has, and we control this ball in this next 8 minutes to go, I'd say. They can come away with the points. I keep saying they'll go for the field goal, but you sit still and they keep going for that try.
Goldthorpe there. Sending Lazarus back to be met by Peter Ryan.
Well, that's a brave statement, Gary Freeman. If they control the football in the last 8 minutes, they could win it.
Solomon Homono taken down by Campion. Goldthorpe and Daly. Daly to Furner. Furner. 6 metres into Queensland territory. Roberts ambles up to them and they put him on his back. Strong work by Campion there. Priddis. 30 metres out. They really haven't had an opportunity, the Blues. Here it is now. Robbie Ross goes for the shot, and that is wide.
Bradley Clyde's gone back into the fray now. Mono comes off. Pretty good attempt by Robbie Ross.
40-odd metres out. He's looking pretty well. At least someone's going to go and get the field goal.
Tallis. Driven back by Ferner and Gillies. Green was looking for runners. Nobody with enough power in the legs. Thorne wedging it back. Met by Lazarus. Unloads Kevin Walters. Crosses the halfway line. Gets them going forward. Renoff for Langer. Inside pass for Lockyer. 5 gone for Queensland. 32 metres out. Cunningham for a long-range shot. Came off the hands of New South Wales, I thought, with Ettinghausen. And Clyde runs from dummy half. Ross. Put down by Thorne and Smith. To the halfway line. Roberts. Offload. Goldthorpe. Kearns. And Robbie Kearns has got it 35 metres out. Robbie Ross a dummy half. Another shot. Goldthorpe goes for it. It's got the length. But again it's offline. So we do it all again. Well, nobody really has gone close. Not even remotely close. Langer was wayward. Ross and Goldthorpe have been wayward.
And that's why it's important to string together 2 sets of 6, if at all possible, because then you can have a shot at a try. Probably 30 metres in.
Saylor. Webke. Away from Roberts. Taken down in a good tackle by David Ferner. Alan Langer pushes it on. Steve Renoff, marked by Andrew Ettinghausen. Right on the halfway line. 97.5 minutes of football gone.
Called forward the pass.
Just over 2 minutes of the extended time, and then we go into another period of 20 minutes, but the first team to score will win the Tri-Series. Daly. 32 metres out from the line. Pulled down by Peter Ryan. Priddis now. Kearns. I get the impression that Daly is the man who would dearly like to have a shot at it. Ferner away for Mullins. Mullins 15 out from the line. They're 5 metres, or should I say they're just inside the 20 metres. There goes the kick, it's wide again.
Oh, Goldthorpe. Again, Craig Bellamy next to Tim Sheets. Can't believe it. That must have shaved the upright. Just went to the side. Instead of waiting for about 1 minute and 30-odd seconds to go in the game, maybe they should have taken it a little bit earlier.
This is Webke. Saylor. Met there by the big men. Kearns and Roberts. On the halfway from Green. Walters kicks ahead. He's looking for the fast men on the left of the ground. And New South Wales, they force it in goal. Now, Queensland will barely have time to take a shot. In fact, they may not even get the ball back.
Well, you'd think that Bill Harrigan would just about call time off here. He's done exactly that. Robbie Ross showed plenty of pace because it looked as though the Queensland chasers were going to get past Brett Mullins. They ended up pushing him in the back. Now with just 17 seconds to go, I'm just wondering whether whoever it goes to...
Well, one thing's for sure, Peter, whoever whoever kicks the ball has got to make sure they don't aim it at a drop goal exponent.
Yeah, they can't kick it to Lockyer.
Although you'd think with Alfie's last attempt, they might as well kick it to him. Here it goes. They've gone out to the extreme of the ground. Tallis goes back in for Saylor. Saylor comes to Eddinghausen.
Great tackle.
And Eddinghausen and Daly put him away. Now Daly points at the timepiece.
Time's up.
Laurie, we're going to toss a coin.
So Harrigan.
For the kick-off, and then we play the first scorer.
Yes. Bill Harrigan tossing the coin.
Heads or tails, mate, heads or tails.
How you going, Rav? Should be right.
You toss to see who kicks off. The loser will kick off. First scorers will win the game. Call. It's a head. Queensland will kick off. Which way, Laurie? You're going that way. Queensland will kick that way. First scorer will win the game. First scorer.
So, Bill Harrigan has told them 14 times. I think it might have got through. Darrell Eastlake on the sideline.
Yeah, well, see, Rabs, what's happened? Laurie Daly thought that at the end of 100 minutes, they've won it anyway. I mean, that's how he thought the thing was being played. That's what he's questioning now. Graham Annesley's just coming off the ground. We'll have a talk to him. But now, it's just unlimited play now. It's first scoring.
Now reminding you, the first team that scores anything at all will win the Tri-Series. Lazarus, pulled down by Campion. Goldthorpe, held by Langer. Wouldn't they dearly love to get the ball back here, Queensland? Oh, that's a big hit. A smashing hit over the top. Campion and Ryan. Now Roberts. Look at Roberts. 35 metres out from his own line. Daly to the 40. Eddinghausen fractionally beyond. Daly. Metre line behind him. Lockyer shows it to Saylor. 40 metres out from his own line. Saylor.
I really hope no player out there gives away a penalty that would decide this game. It doesn't deserve that.
Darren Smith, an evasive run. Carroll, right on the halfway line. Langer trying to jink his way through. 45 metres away from the line. First team to score a point wins the Tri-Series. Hancock. Roberts has got him with Ferner. A test of stamina right across the park. Cunningham, 22 metres out. Now they take the kick. Lockyer gets the kick in, but it's gone wide. Hopelessly wide.
Oh, that's a tough match. Well, he got it off the ground, Rabs.
These fellows would knock these over for breakfast, really.
Yeah, but after 100 minutes of footy, look tough up there on the legs, body, and get your mind in the right frame. What about the pressure they're under?
The Blues then. Back to the 30-metre line, and Gillies is put away by Renoff. Roberts. To the 40-metre line. Sooner or later, one of them...
Oh, it's got to be a penalty. Silly play, Steve Renoff. That's the next set of 6 that you're looking for. The tackle was completed, no doubt. Renoff went in for the second tackle and took him into touch.
So there's a very good chance of waiting the Blues now. Find the line, and then 6 tackles to set themselves for the drop goal. So here we go. Romono. Curtis. And this is Curves. The 35 metres out. That is the second tackle. Suspect pass for Lazarus. Third tackle.
One more for Goldthorpe.
Priddis. Fourth tackle. There's the shot. Goldthorpe puts the kick in. It's over. They've got it. The Blues have got it. New South Wales have won the inaugural Tri-Series. Noel Goldthorpe at long last has potted a field goal. New South Wales 23-22 after something like 105 minutes of football. Just unbelievable.
Well, you've got to feel sorry for the Queenslanders to put in so much and come away with, in their minds, so little. It's an unforgiving game at times. And I hate to use cliches, but no real losers here. The Queensland side have given everything. And New South Wales, in the end, through a penalty given away by Steve Renouf, unfortunately, allowed Noel Goldthorpe put one through. The arms go up in the air for the Blues. The heads go down for the Maroons.
Oh, what a classic game of football, Gary Freeman.
Unbelievable game of footy. As you watch that drop goal go over just one more time. The Blues, they rejoice. Goldthorpe, that's a big jump of the arms. Tim Sheen's very, very happy. Hello, Dave Ferner. Yes, thank you very much. I think we're just glad that someone did manage to get something over the goalpost. There's Paul Green flying through the air, trying to get a touch on it. Be two of the littlest men out there involved in the biggest play of the game.
Well, talking of Noel Goldthorpe, Darryl Eastlake has been able to get the halfback that has won the game for the Blues. Yes, Darryl?
Yeah, thanks, Ray. Well, Noel, I mean, what a moment. What a game. The tension. How many shots did you have?
I think that was about the fourth one, and, you know, if I kept going all night, I had to get one, so thank God it's got over, mate. She's been a tough game, that's for sure.
The toughest you played in?
Oh, most definitely. You can just have a look around and the boys are stuffed.
Well, we were just saying, I mean, it's your second big tough game in 5 days. That must have started to tell now.
Yeah, it did, but the players, the New South Wales boys, showed a lot of character, you know, to go as long as what we did tonight, and, you know, full credit to them blokes.
The look on your face every time it left the boot, the look out when you know it had missed.
Yeah, you know when it's going or not, and that last one I knew she was gone, and it was just a great feeling.
Tremendous game of football. I mean, it's one that'll burn long in your memory.
Certainly will, Darryl. That'll be one of the highlights of my career, that's for sure, that field goal.
Well done, congratulations.
Darryl Eastlake talking to Noel Goldthorpe, who at around about the 105th minute has plotted a field goal to give New South Wales the victory, 23-22. Andrew Voss is down there amongst the players. Andrew, come in down there in the field.
And Ray, I'm with the Queensland 5'8", Kevin Walters. Well, Kevin, can you describe how you're feeling at the end of 103 minutes and you come up with nothing?
Yeah, I feel pretty empty at the moment. It's a lot of football to play to come away with a loss, and we just couldn't kick a field goal, unfortunately. And, I don't know, good luck to New South Wales. They won the game. Good on them.
If it is any consolation, the biggest crowd of the year, the best atmosphere, and I think few would argue the best game.
Well, it is. It's always disappointing when you lose, but it was a good contest, and I'm sure our blokes can hold their heads up, though. We tried, but just weren't good enough for the end, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess New South Wales can come away and say, well, they did win 2 out of 2, and that's the way it'll look on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's right. We got a marked improvement from the first game, but just to be beaten by that is a little very disappointing.
Kevin, I'll let you get back to your teammates.
Thanks, mate.
Andrew, thank you. Kevin Walters, thank you. Darryl Eastlake's now with Glenn Lazarus.
Yeah, well, I just think, Glenn, you had a fantastic game. I mean, a man your size to keep going as long as you did. I mean, you just kept driving forward as much as you could, and they followed you.
Yeah, look, for years now, we've heard our Queenslander got a special sort of spirit. Well, the nucleus of this side here's been together now since '92, and we've got a bit of spirit too. And look, I think it's a great win. Firstly, our preparation for the game, starting from the preparation for the New Zealand game, was atrocious. We had the guys breaking camp to go and play for their club sides. We had training sessions cancelled and all that sort of thing. And after 80 minutes of football, we had every right to turn it up. But we went again for another 20, and we could have turned up there. But I think we just got that spirit in this side at the moment. And look, I think that's one of the best wins you'll ever see.
Well, every time they got down inside your 20, I mean, the heart stopped, because they have got some guys that can put some good kicks in.
Oh, very much so. You go through that side on paper, and you sort of think to yourself, well, where do you start? And through the week, everyone was saying that we're going to concentrate concentrate on Pearl because of the fact he hasn't played much football. But look, we just played as a team, tackled as a team, and look, we've come away with a win. We're ecstatic.
Personally, mate, I think one of your best I've ever seen.
Thanks very much, Daryl, and you've seen a few.
You don't get this colour here for nothing. Back to you, Raps.
Yeah, good on you, Daryl. Thank you, Glenn Lazarus. Well, we're going to take a break, then the presentation is to come. And, of course, Andrew Voss will have our Telstra $1,000 Man of the Match and the Tri-Series presentation. All of that is still to come from ANZ Stadium in front of 35,500 people. Here's a break, and we're coming back.
Describe what we've just seen. A 104-minute epic has decided this Tri-Series competition. 23-22 in favour of the Blues. In fact, that's the longest game of rugby league ever played. And the man we chose as the best tonight, one of those rare occasions where we find him on the losing side, and he is with Andrew Voss.
Well, the $1,000 man of the match from Telstra tonight is the Queensland captain, Alan Langer. Serlo has just said the longest rugby league match we've ever seen in the history of the game, but how deflated are you?
Yeah, a bit deflated now, probably more deflated now we lost the game, but it was a great game, but probably a disappointing way to lose. But we had our chance and they had a few also, so Noel Gorthope come up with a big one.
It may sound sarcastic to ask, but did you work on the field goal at training?
No, I've never worked on the field goal. It didn't look like we worked on the field goal at all, so as I say, we'll have to do a bit of practicing now.
Really, I said to Kevin Walters, New South Wales can come away and say, well, I guess they are the champions because they did win 2 from 2. But what a turnaround from Queensland tonight from that opening match of the series.
Yeah, well, that's right. It was a lot better performance, but you don't feel any better because we didn't win.
Alan Langer, we've got the presentation coming up. I'll let you get back to your teammates.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Telstra and Channel 9. See you.
I guess small solace for Alan Langer, but he was inspirational tonight. But unfortunately for Alan Langer, to the victors go the spoils. And we now go to Darryl Eastlake for the presentation of the inaugural Tri-Series trophy.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. Well, thank you, everybody, for staying back, because what a magnificent spectacle we've seen tonight. What a game of rugby league. Put your hands together for two fantastic, courageous sides. Wow, you don't get them any better, any tougher, any tighter than that. And to present the trophy tonight, a man that I know gave us so much pleasure for so many years. They called him the king. They called him the great. He's probably the best I've seen for a long, long time. Of course, I refer to the one and only Queenslander beside me on the left here, Wally Lewis. I'd like to call Wally up to present the trophy. Give him a nice round of applause. And of course, the trophy is presented to the winning captain, and I'd call on Laurie Daly from New South Wales to come up for the presentation. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be standing here tonight, as I think everyone else has had the great honour to see one of the greatest football games that we've ever had the opportunity to be thrilled by. And I think the one real great winner of tonight's exhibition was the game of rugby league itself. We've had some tough times over the last 2 years or so. No matter which side you support in this thrilling quest tonight, I'm sure that we've got to be appreciative of the example we saw from 34 very brave footballers and coaches and management teams on both sides. But it gives me a great deal of pleasure to present Laurie to accept the treasure of this trophy, the Super League Tri-Series trophy, on behalf of his team, in a game that I'm sure that will live on in the memories of most of the people here and those who saw it at home for the rest of their lives.
Two great players, Wally Lewis, Laurie Daly. And to the victor, of course, goes the spoils, the trophy for the Tri-Series, the inaugural Tri-Series. And what a way for that to be finalised. Wow, a controversial game, of course, against New Zealand just 5 days ago. Laurie, you want to put that down and just come and talk to us if you've got enough energy left. Great spectacle, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much, Daryl. I'd like to thank Queensland for the terrific game that both sides put on tonight. In the end, I think both sides were just looking for someone to score, and thankfully it was us. To our guys, you know, they were just fantastic out there, and it's always good to play representative football with a great bunch of guys and to play against a great bunch of guys as well in Queensland. To our coaching staff, Sheensy, Finchy, Hydesy, Bobby Sheens, Griffo, Bellyache, Barry Russell and Judith, they've all been fantastic to us. And also the players that were involved in the whole series, you know, Greg Alexander, Danny Lee, Rodney Howe, I'll probably miss someone out here, and all the guys that participated, and Gerds, you know, Gerds had to pull out. It was, you know, biggest game that he's ever played in, and I'm sure that he'll be happy for us as well. And thanks for the crowd for turning up and supporting. It's been fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people are behind victories like this, and Laurie Daly has gone through them. But tonight it was the 17 players who participated for the Blues. 23-22 they've snuck home. And Noel Goldthorpe field goal has taken out the Tri-Series trophy. And we'll leave the ANZ Stadium now. We'll be back the other side of the break to wrap things up from this Super League clash. Obvious, and they're taking great delight in taking out the first Tri-Series trophy. A magnificent performance, and every one of those players will feel as though they played a major part in this win, and rightly so. And after 104 minutes, 23-22 was the scoreline, and these were the point scorers. Brett Mullins got 3, Matt Ryan a 4-pointer, David Furner 3 from 4, and I don't think Noel Goldthorpe will kick a more important field goal in his life. Queensland 22 points, Steve Renouf got a couple, Carroll and Hancock tries, Rogers kicked 2 from 3, Darren Lockyer successful with 1 kick at goal. Not much more to say, except there's plenty of rugby league coming up. And on the Channel 9 cameras this Friday night, we're off to the Suncorp Stadium where the South Queensland Crushers will take on the Sydney City Roosters. On Saturday, out to Carrara Stadium where the Gold Coast Chargers, going so well in the ARL competition this year, will play host to the Western Suburbs Magpies. On Monday night in Super League, another beauty from the Ericsson Stadium where the Warriors will take on the Canberra Raiders. Check your local guides for all of those games. And don't forget, ARL State of Origin, game number 1, Wednesday the 28th of May from the Suncorp Stadium. Queensland up against New South Wales. Both sides chosen today. It will be on live at 7:30 p.m. So some magnificent games coming up. We've seen one tonight. Plenty of value for money here at the ANZ Stadium, with the New South Wales taking out the Tri-Series competition in quite spectacular fashion. But for now, on behalf of the Channel 9 Rugby League crew from Brisbane, we wish you a very good night.
Oh, Girdler took a heavy hit. There's a race for it. He's given it. Alexander will score. And he gets the pass away beautifully. They're going to score. As we play New South Wales with Daly. Daly gets it away. Back inside. Eddinghausen. It's number 3. Renouf looking for some space. Oh, getting with his back teeth. We have got a problem. He puts on a sprint. The big man. He's put Jones over. Webke, yes. Carroll's into space. There's a try coming, I think. He's got 5 to go. He's there. Oh, big tackle on Wiki. Langer's there to support. Campion comes on the scene. Langer wasn't held. Wobbles will score. The ball goes down for, I think it's Timu underneath there. And it's a try. And that is the icing on the cake. Here's the pass. Wiggins into the corner. To the 10-metre line. They're going to score. I don't think they're going to get him. They're not. Oh, he's put a knee on the line, hasn't he? No, the touch gets in play on.
It'll be a try if he has.
No try. Namu. High in the cross. Oh, it's easy. No, it's a... He's offside. He's ruled him offside.
No chance in the world he's offside. That isn't a try on not here.
The cross kick is looking for Mullins. Daly comes with the ball. Oh, good tackle. There's a big gap there for Hancock, and he goes in to score. There's the shot. Goldthorpe puts the kick in. It's over. They've got it. The Blues have got it.
This has been another presentation from Nines.